Let's look at balance now. When we are talking about balance, the definition is equilibrium achieved by arranging components symmetrically, asymmetrically, or radially. So let's look at each of those. When you have symmetrical balance, that is going to create a mirror image between the placement of items that are exactly the same on both sides of a central point. And when you have symmetrical balance, it's going to create a feeling of formality, dignity, and calmness. So looking at this room, if we were to put a line right down the center, right, it's going to be symmetrically balanced. Now, if you were to look at either side, you're going to see it's almost exactly the same. Now, you will notice a few small minor differences. Like if we have a line down here, we have a plant here, we have some candlesticks here, but it's visual. The visual weight is the same on both sides. Same with like this little bowl over here and this object over here. The weight of the two items is the same. We've got these windows over here and the curtains. This is being balanced by this picture and this little bench over here. Overall, it's very symmetrically balanced because it's almost the exact same on both sides, and the little features that are different are balanced visually. Same with this room right here. Put a line right down the center and you're going to see it's almost the exact same on both sides. The two pictures are different, but other than that, it's the exact same. Let's look at this one. Again, split it right down the middle. Almost the exact same. Only differences are right here and right here, but they are visually balanced. The weight is visually balanced. When we talk about asymmetrical balance, we can do this in two different ways. You can have dissimilar objects placed at varying distance from a center point. Objects of dissimilar visual weight or form may be balanced at equal distance from an imaginary central dividing line. While symmetry achieves balance through repetition, repeating the same things on both sides, asymmetry achieves balance through contrast. Asymmetrical or informal balance involves different elements that have equal visual weight. The weight is equal, but the elements are not identical. So right here, we've got our line down the center, right? They're definitely not mirror image. But if you were to look at this, think in your mind for a minute what the visual weight, what is being balanced on here? You probably are noticing that this mirror and these little guys right here are being balanced by this large lamp over here. Now, if we didn't have this mirror here, it would feel very lopsided because the visual weight of these items is a lot. If you were to, you look at that and you think probably, oh, that looks like it'd be very light, whereas this lamp looks like it'd be a lot heavier. So your mind is trying to balance them and is having a harder time. So that's why adding that mirror there gives a visual weight balance. So look at this area. If we were going to put a line right here, think in your mind, again, not mirror image, but what is being balanced in this space? You're probably noticing this large structure here is being balanced by the large chair and lamp right here. Those items on the right side are balanced by the large, which looks very large and heavy. So that weight, that visual weight, is being balanced by these items over on the right side. And then in this space, again, let's put a line down the middle. Okay, not the exact same, not two sofas on either side, but the visual weight, it's being balanced. These two chairs are balancing out this sofa on the left side. Okay, let's look at this space. Put the line down the middle. We have this larger, heavier chair being balanced by the smaller chair and the table. We have a big sofa on this side being balanced out by these two somewhat larger chairs on the left side. Okay, this one, we do have two sofas, right? So this one's looking pretty similar. This one's kind of on the cusp between symmetrical and asymmetrical, but I think the differences are significant enough where it would be considered asymmetrical balance. The objects in the bookshelves are still balanced. You've got enough smaller items over here to balance out this larger piece over here. But a lot of the items are still very similar. So if we were to put a line here, we've got a lot of items on this side to balance out the items on this side. Okay, still significant enough to make it more of an asymmetrical balance than an asymmetrical balance. When we talk about radial balance, that is balance in the form of a circle. It can be seen as chairs going around a table, or even the grain of a dining table where the veneer is laid in sections that meet in the center. And I can show you, I think I might have an example. Here you'll see that the seating is in a circle form, and the first thing that probably draws our eyes to it being in a circle is this rug, okay? But we have our sofa over here, which is being balanced out by the ottoman and the chairs on the opposite side. So the room doesn't feel lopsided, it feels balanced. Right here we have a table with chairs. So a lot of times you'll see balance, radial balance, in a round table with chairs surrounding it. We look at it, if we were to set this on a scale, it looks like it would not be leaning one way or the other. In this space, again, we have this round rug, which really draws our attention to it being radially balanced, as do the rounder sofas. And they're on both sides, so both sides feel balanced. Okay, here we have a table with chairs around the edges. This room is balanced on both sides, but it's in the shape of a circle. Right here you have this half circle sofa that is being balanced out by the two chairs. Now if we just had these two chairs here, it would feel a little lopsided. So they've added this piece here to give visual weight to this side of the room to make the room feel more balanced.